Okay, so for our final horns offensive set, this one's going to be a little bit easier. It's not going to be as complicated. It's going to use some stagger screens for a pick and roll. So you have our point guard here with the basketball up top. And the first thing that we're going to have right here is number 5 set a screen for number 4. Number 4 is coming off that screen, and they're immediately going to set a ball screen for number 1. Number 1 is coming off that screen, and as that's happening, number 5 is going to move up, and they're going to set that second stagger screen for number 1. So then number 5 is going to be rolling to the basket. Number 1 is going to have a wide open lane to the basket, and then you have 3 shooters outside the key, right? 3 shooters out here ready to receive the basketball. If we get a double team or the paint is clogged, we can kick it out to one of these players. It'll be a little bit more difficult to get it over to number 3 unless, number 5 has the basketball. But overall, we have 2 shooters here that we can kick the ball out to if the defense collapses in the key, right? Which is obviously very possible when you're doing a play like this. But this one's a little bit easier, just some simple stagger screens, right, out of a horn set. But again, it will result in a pick and roll. How you use that pick and roll, whether it's a wide open layup, whether it's getting it to the roller, maybe a lob threat, or kicking it out to one of our shooters, that's on you. That's up to the players that you have on the floor. Hold on one quick second, coaches. Before you go anywhere, I've got a couple free resources waiting for you from the Basketball Coaches Academy that'll take your practices and take your teams to the next level. First off, grab your complete guide to the continuous motion offense, which breaks down exactly how to teach your players to play the game, not just run plays. You'll learn what continuous motion offense really means, proven drills to build it, and how to run a motion offense continuously. We have lots of different things in this guide. We have video demonstrations, we have diagrams, we have descriptions, everything that you would need. If you want your athletes to develop real basketball IQ, this is the starting point. The second item that I have for you is the 5 must-have out-of-bounds plays for all ages. These are game-tested sets that you can run with youth or high school teams. We have baseline out of bounds. We have sideline out of bounds, all free for you. They're simple to teach, tough to guard, and each play includes clear diagrams and coaching points so your team stops wasting possessions. And lastly, I have the practice plan template. This printable practice plan template is the exact layout that I use to organize and plan every practice session. So you can plug in your warm-ups, skill blocks, team drills, and scrimmage notes so you can walk into every gym with a clear plan and zero guesswork. So I have these 3 free items for you. You can claim them using the link in the description. They'll be sent to you right away. Enjoy. Okay, so the next Horns offensive basketball play that we're going to look at today combines the Horns offense and the flex offense. Now, for anybody that follows us, checks out our plays, you would know that, I'm a huge fan of the flex offense. And, I'm a huge fan of this one as well because, again, it combines both of these plays to make one, really great play, in my opinion. So the first thing we have here, obviously, we're kind of lined up the same way, right? We have our players here in the post, aka at the elbow for this one. Our post players, usually our bigger players, are going to be number 5 and number 4. Somebody you can get the ball in that you feel comfortable with. You can pass it into one of these players. But in this situation, we're going to have number 3 instead of number 3 being a shooter. We're going to have number 3 being somebody who, we feel can score around the rim. So, maybe you're actual 3, maybe you're small forward. You're not going to put a smaller player in this position, in my opinion. Okay, so what we're going to have happen right now is we're going to want to get the ball. And then the same thing for number 2, actually, I should say. Number 2, should be in the similar type of position as number 3 in this situation, because you might have to go to either side of the floor on this one. So we're going to get the ball in to start to number 4. So we want number 4 and number 5, both of these players posting up, facing the basketball. But we want to get the ball into number 4, right? We want our point guard, number 1, to pass the ball into number 4. That is our first step. Now, as that is happening, number 5 is then going to come up to about the 3-point line, and they're going to set a screen for number 1. So number 1 is coming off that screen. Now, as that is happening, number 5, obviously, you're going to be right here. We're going to pass the ball back to number 5. So number 4 is going to pass the ball back to number 5. As that happens, number 4, they're just going to move out a little bit to the 3-point line. But what number 1 is doing is they're moving all the way down to number 3 right here, and they're setting that flex screen. So we can have a flex cut here from number 3 all the way to the basket, and then we can feed the ball into number 3 for an easy layup. If we don't have, the ability to get the ball into number 3, that's okay, because we can either go to a dribble handoff here to number 4 or number 2. There are some other options here as well. So our play isn't stuck. But again, typically we're going to be able to get that flex cut here into number 3 for that easy layup, right? It's basically a flex offense, but we're setting up in a horns. All right, so let's look at it again. Let's run through one more time. So we have our point guard here, number 1 with the basketball. We have number 5, number 4 are 2 post players there at the elbow, right? And we're going to start by getting the ball into number 4. So we want both of these players posting up or getting in front of their defenders. If we have to go to the opposite side, that's fine as well. But for the sake of demonstration here, we'll get the ball into number 4, right? Number 5 is going to come up and set that screen here for number 1, right? Then they're going to move up again, receive the basketball back. Number 1 is coming to set that screen here for number 3. Number 3 is coming out the screen, right? And we're going to feed the ball into number 3 for that wide open layup that will most often be there, because this is a flex cut, flex screen. And, we know that those are very effective when it comes to basketball plays. All right, so what we are going to look at here is an elevator screen basketball play that can be used for pretty much all ages. It's a horns elevator style basketball play. So as you can see, we are set up in a bit of a horns formation here, okay? So we call this one horns elevator or elevator horns, whatever you want to call it, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have our point guard dribble to a side of the floor. So number 1 right here is our point guard. He's going to, or she's going to dribble to a side of the floor. Okay. So for this play, let's say they dribble to the right side of the floor. So we're going to have our point guard dribble to the right side of the floor. And this is when they would execute the play. This is when they would call the play when they're on the side of the floor that they want to execute the play on. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is have number 3 come to the middle of the court, and they are going to set a screen here for number 2. So number 2 is coming off that screen, right? And they are going to come over here and, potentially be open to receive the basketball, right? But really, this is just an initial step, an initial decoy. Now, if we do get a wide open shot right here for number 2, we can feed the ball over to number 2 if we want. But we have to understand that this is just a decoy. It's not really the main part of the play. Okay, this is where the main part of the play comes in, and this is where we're going to get our elevator screen. So number 4 and number 5 are going to set an elevator screen here for number 3, right? They're going to basically sandwich, a real tight screen here, and number 3 is going to squeeze in between them, and they're going to come up for the basketball. Now, this is another option here for an outside shot. If you have a good 3-point shooter, if you're an older team, right, this is another option here, for an outside shot. This is really, the option that you want to create. Okay, but if that doesn't happen, what can we do? Maybe we're a younger team and we're not a 3-point shooting team. What can we then do? Okay, so number 5 then is going to go set, a little flex style screen over here for number 2, where number 1 is going to go set a ball screen here for number 3. So number 3 then will come off of that ball screen. They will have a lane to the basket, but also number 2 is going to be cutting right here in the dunker spot. So if we do have a help defense, we can kick it off to number 2. Number 2 gets the layup, or number 3 can, drive to the basket on their own. So multiple different options here. This is why I love this play so much. You basically get 2 options for jump shots. That first initial option in the corner, then you get the initial or the second option for a 3-point shot when we look at that elevator screen. But then you have some opportunities for wide open layups as well. You have a drive to the basket, and you also have somebody in the dunker spot. Okay, so let's kind of go over it again really quickly, just kind of rapid fire through it. Okay, so we have our horns formation here. We have our point guard on top with the basketball. Right, we have a player over here, and we have a player over here. We're going to have our point guard dribble to one side of the floor, call the play. This player is coming over here to set that first screen, right? We're coming off that screen. We're looking for the outside shot. If it's there, cool. If it's not, it's whatever. Right now we have that elevator screen happening right here. Number 2 is curling up top. If they get the ball for a shot, great. But if not, then we have another option as well, which is this player is coming to set that flex screen over here, right? And we have the ball screen. Number 2 is coming off the ball screen. They're either going to get that wide open lane, or if they want to dish it over here to number 3, they can as well. So multiple different options. Great play. This is an elevator horns basketball play.